And that's what I get for trying to rush. Hi, dude. We're here. We're live. I had a last minute, last night's tacos decide they wanted to make a round trip at the last minute. So while I was trying to piss everybody off in Discord, I had to make a second run for the border. I guess is the politest way to say that. Do you like the hole? Oh, you just now fell into the hole. Apparently you logged out in the in the room upstairs.
I'm back, baby.
Hey, Chairman. I'm amazed that's the one you chose to play. I'm amazed you didn't play the new one I added last night. If you found it. But, anyways, Tamara and I came on here randomly last weekend so she could make us some food. We weren't here very long. I worked on getting this cleared out, as you can see. I was actually falling asleep at this point. That's why it didn't get finished, and I'm finishing it now. I was falling asleep mining, because I hadn't had any sleep yet. But she got us food just in case she didn't manage to wake up again, because she's now working. But we moved everything down here, as you can see, so we don't have to have two separate rooms. Sleep is for the weak. Now, sometimes sleep is for a week. If you're hibernating. But yeah, we moved everything down here so you didn't have two separate rooms. We need to get a floor put in here. I'm just trying to get the last of this stuff out of here, and then we can get something found to put in here for a floor. I don't know if we have any more. You'll have to look and see. We don't technically have to fill this whole thing up. So even if we don't have enough, we could, at least get some of it.
I can only see basalt and abyssal stone.
Well, we can use basalt. I'm okay with that. It's a GT block, so it'll stop things from being able to spawn. Do we have enough of it?
We have basically 2 stacks.
Yeah, that's not a whole lot. How are we doing on marble? I don't think I've mined much of that either.
Nope, I don't see much marble.
Let me go see what I can find down in the mines real quick. Got this one little bit that's under our black granite right here. I need to get out. Okay. That takes care of that. I don't really need to fill all this in with cobble. We're probably going to put a basement in here at some point for, you know, basement-y things. Whatever those basement-y things might be. Probably power generation. But I don't want spiders crawling up underneath this floor and being annoying pain in the asses. Spiders like to be annoying pain in the asses.
By the way, I recently bought that external sound card I was looking at.
Hold on, wait a minute. What?
So I recently bought that external sound card I was looking at.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna take a couple weeks to get here. It's shipping from all the way from Lithuania.
Lithuania? Holy crap. Well, at least it's not China.
Mm.
Knowing your luck, it's probably coming from China by way of Lithuania. Probably a Lithuanian company, or some dude in Lithuania, buying it from China and then reselling it, because, well, people don't want to buy shit from China. Alright, let me just see what I can find down here that's... We have black granite here, but there's very little of it. It's still in my, with hematite in it there. I don't see anything down that way. I think this has red granite. Yeah. We have red granite right there. Wasn't there a Chaco vein that had... I was thinking we had this one. Yeah, there's black granite right here in this Chaco vein. Alright, I'll work on mining some of this. You want to get started on the centrifuge and ore washer? It's either that or you start on an assembler. I would rather at least have the centrifuge first. The reason why I say assembler is because apparently they decided lead needed to be hidden in the twilight, and you can't open the twilight without a there it is, a quick and dirty portal generator, which is a diamond and 4 circuits in an assembler.
That totally makes sense.
Yeah, I know. Another great idea you want to
Why are you trying to inject tech into a magic mod?
Because they want to force people to go to as many different dimensions as possible. So they put different ores on different planets and in different dimensions, and that is one of the earliest ores that you need to progress, but that you don't need on, say, day 1. Because you need lead for batteries. So you don't need it for Steam Age, but you do need it if you want to progress. So they can hide it in the twilight, and you won't miss it when you're in the overworld until you get to that point. So the whole time I've spent looking for a Galena vein, I was, spinning my gears because there is none in the overworld. And I wouldn't even have known about this stupid shit if it wasn't for Etherin telling me, because I was doing a mining and music stream, and he's like, "Why are you looking for Galena? You're not in the twilight." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He's like, "You're not going to find it in the overworld. It only spawns in the twilight. And if you look up the frickin' Origin helper thing, it literally tells you that." And I'm sure the frickin' quest book does too at some point. But, I'm not looking at that because bear no care. Bear dickhead, not looking at quest book.
Making assemblers is an option, but I really don't want to do it because, robot arms.
Yeah, but we gotta do it. We need it.
Yeah, I know.
It's just... And technically we're at the point where we've got everything made that'll make it cheapest and easiest. And, apparently we were stupid for doing the tank without the assembler, because they made the recipes, if they're in the assembler, not take screws. So all the screws we made for making our iron tank could have been done in the assembler a lot cheaper. Which started a whole argument in Discord, because apparently an assembler is a magic machine that can do anything.
Weird. It just had a concussion paper wall somewhere. Was that you?
No. Wasn't me.
That's great.
I didn't even hear the explosion. And remember, we're going to need a couple of these, so. Now, wait a minute.
Hmm.
Do you see this fucking recipe, dude? What the fuck is this shit?
What?
You can melt down a basic assembly machine for 4 blocks of Tinker's glue.
Doesn't sound right.
It don't sound right, but that's what's there. Iron chest has a dirt chest. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew about that. I think you make that out. It's a stupid gimmick. So I think it literally has one slot.
One slot to hold a stack of dirt, huh?
Hmm.
And apparently a chest doesn't need flint in an assembler because an assembler is a CNC machine. That's where the whole argument came in. So it can carve out your chest, because that's clearly how you make a chest. Calcite and stone will make you limestone from biomes plenty. Right. Why am I looking through this? I'm just going to get upset at stupidity.
Honestly, I think that's this pack are retarded.
Red pigment. I don't know what these pigments are used for. The Steve Charts thing, I never used that mod. They've added all the lanterns from Railcraft in there. I'm assuming you can't make them outside of it. A wooden minecart. All regular minecarts. Information panels. Bioorganic mesh. They steal that from my C2 Classic. Yep, they did. It's a way to make raw carbon mesh from bio stuff. You have to put it in a blast furnace. I'm pretty sure if you heated up bio-organic mesh in a blast furnace at that heat, it would burn it up. I don't know what border stone is. End sand alloy? No clue. Glass. You can apparently make red granite bricks in there. I thought those were in the laser engraver. Why are they in the assembler? You're making them into bricks. You should be engraving that with a laser, not assembling them, since you're only doing one at a time. Frosted stone. Extra Utilities has a lot of stupid things in it. Pistons, food stuff. Still hate Greg's frickin' cheeseburger recipe. Has no meat in it. That's not a cheeseburger, it's a grilled cheese.
Hey, Bear.
Greg, you're weird. What's up?
Apparently, it's mob spawning downstairs.
Oh, yeah, probably is. Probably need to add some torches. That's why we need to get that floor in. I don't do the light level thing. I just put torches randomly wherever looks like it's dark. I must have missed an area a little bit. So, what's up with the whole reading instead of working on stupid issues Bear finds at 2 o'clock in the morning?
I just have an issue where I can get decompress and interesting story. So,
Okay. It's what happens when I download a pack thinking that me and Junior can fiddle with it when we get done with C2M, and then realize, oh wait, this is in 118. That means I can jam GT5R into it. And then it crashes the world jet. I have a bad habit of trying to shove GregTech style things into other things. If you'd see some of the horrible places I've tried to shove Greg into, Greg would blush.
I'll put my little torches in the front.
Apparently I got marble down here in this vein too. So you're going to end up with a little bit of that. But I don't think there's going to be enough. Unless, you want to make some alunite plates to make our forge hammer, or our forge table thing, and then you can make a hammer, which is apparently required to do New Horizons. I still want to know why Bloody made frickin' marble so ungodly annoying to mine through. It's frickin' calcite. It should be quicker than regular stone. And it's as slow as the salt in here. And it's not New Horizons' fault. I can't blame them for this one. It's been this way ever since Bloody added it, and nobody's changed it. Mining speed of this shit is atrociously bad. Hey, lads. Yeah, I was told in Greg's Discord that Tinkers is required for this pack because you have to have a hammer. You can't be expected to mine without a 3x3 area of effect mining tool. Apparently that's barbaric and archaic and, you know, just all around rude to expect somebody to move their mouse when mining. Well, I was under the assumption that I was the only idiot that goes out mining for days on end, and that most people that do this pack just plop down frickin' miners as soon as they can, so they never have to mine again. And then I was informed that the miners are bad on fuel and way too slow, and nobody uses them until you get to the multi-block, which I'm pretty sure is wrong. I'm pretty sure not everybody does. But I can see where some people wouldn't want to use them. I wouldn't want to use them. There's no way in hell I want to use them. Stupid single block miners. Oh fuck, you're gonna ask stupid questions again? Yeah, you can ask stupid questions about GT5R here. As long as it is less stupid than last night's question. What's your question?
Do you have any more rubber?
You need more rubber, so you need more sulfur. Stand still. Thank you. Isn't there a bunch of sulfur in here? What happened to all the shit that was in here?
I don't know.
What did she do with all the shit that was in there? We have dump chests over here, by the way. Oh, it's over here, dude. Look at all the sulfur you got. She fucked with shit, dude. You know she's going to. It's what she does. She always has to fuck with shit.
I remember I had a chest right here with stuff in it.
That fucking cat's gonna die. I'm going to murder that cat's face. If it don't stop meowing. Not sure that's how you spell vein, but go ahead. Comatite is a tier 2 mineral of stone. So you need a tier 2 pickaxe. And if you're doing GT5 style veins, that means you can easily make an iron pickaxe or a wrought iron pickaxe. So that would be how I would suggest that you mine it. GT5 style veins do not give a fuck about what rock type it spawns in. That's only GT6 style. What the fuck are... Did you seriously just say you Googled about a pack that is in dev and on Curse has only had like 50 downloads? What the fuck is Google gonna know about how in the fuck you do this?
They're probably looking at their stupid AI thing that hallucinates.
Yeah, and that too. You Googled about GregTech 5. This isn't GregTech 5. Or that isn't GregTech 5. That's GregTech 5R. GregTech 5R GregTech 5 didn't have Comatite. That's a GT6 thing. This is an exclusively GT5R with GT5 style vein issues. Unless somebody has wrote something up somewhere about it, which I seriously doubt with 50 downloads on Curse. And, I don't know how many on our private website because I don't have a tracker for that. Who fucking knows? Google's not gonna fucking know. You're learning. Well, you're learning in a shit fucking way. How about if your pickaxe don't work, you try making a better pickaxe. Rather than, Alexa, how do I shove a 6-foot dildo up my ass? I really hope somebody has one of those motherfuckers, and it's now giving them instructions on how to do this, because that would be fucking funny. Alexa.
In this day and age, I wouldn't be surprised.
My balls ache every time I pee. What could be the problem? I'm gonna piss so many people off today. And love every fucking minute of it.
We're a storm.
Well, that sounds like a you problem. That sounds like you need more charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to use GT6 style veins, but how do I get iron to make the primitive blast furnace? You be fucking patient and wait a week. That's how you get it.
No choice for.
Sorry, Tomas asked it.
So the only choice to find for the permanent blast furnace is to find small iron, get an ingot, those ingots hammered into a plate.
Yeah, he's supposed to be adding a wooden bucket this week. If he, got to that comment or that complaint.
I did got a lot of stuff finished, but not the wood bucket yet.
Okay. Well, the bucket is a very important one because unless you get super lucky like we did, you ain't doing shit. But no, Tomas, we are absolutely not fucking updating this pack ever. One, I can't be bothered. I really don't give a shit. 2, I will not have my GregTech fucking tools stripped out of anything that says it's wanting to be or thinking it is GregTech. I like my GregTech tools. You can kiss my ass. Well, helping out is perfectly fine when you're not trying to keep up with the alpha testers. Now, doing the GT5 veins is something that is now into beta testing, where everybody else is free to fucking grab a hold of it and everything should be good. Because we should have found most, if not all, the issues while we were on the main server. The GT6 vein stuff is still alpha testing because we haven't looked at it yet. And we didn't know that we were going to run into some of the issues that we ran into, like there being excessive amounts of iron in the nether. And the fact that there's no iron in the overworld, or very little, that can't be done outside the primitive blast furnace, which means you can't make a bucket, which means you can't fill your boilers. I still like the wooden wind mill idea that isn't a butt plug. You know, we don't need a butt plug for a windmill that is for milling down rocks to get minerals, but just for pumping water. I like that idea, but I think that's an idea that probably should wait for 119, 120. And we should just get a bucket for right now. Hey, where the fuck did you come from, asshole? Wherever it is, go back there and jump up off my ass, prick. Ow! Kick your head. Dungeon, there's a zombie dungeon over here, which I've already been in, but I didn't grab everything out of. Broken relic of, I can never say, Thor's hammer. It was once the hammer of Thor. It is now very dangerous. Do not right click. Hey dude, I got 6 lead ingots. You want to make batteries? I got 9 lead ingots. You want to make some batteries without making an assembler?
Mm-hmm.
Also got you a Thumbanamanomicon. If you give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm never going to open that crap.
I thought that maybe I would. I'm not sure if it's anytime soon, but like, I thought maybe I would like check out Pass sometime soon in a faraway area.
In a land far, far away? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Googling anything about GT5 or GT6 is not going to help you, for the most part, with GT5R. These things are inspired by GT5 and GT6, but the way you do them may be different. Because of GT6, one, yes, there's black sand. And also, GT6 told you that's how to get iron. Well, Google's fucking wrong. Because it's not that simple, but there's also other things. There is pyrite. There's limonite. Though, technically, the limonite turns into hematite. But, you still would mine the limonite. And then cook it. And it would turn into hematite. You really wouldn't even know it. You just have to add the calcite to it. But in GT6, the main way of getting iron is black sand. But we don't have black sand. We have regular magnetite ore. And either way, we don't have a crucible to melt this shit in. It has to be done in the primitive blast furnace. We do technically the same recipe as the crucible recipe in GT6. Just with a little bit of flux thrown in, because everything should have flux. If you're putting it into a crucible or primitive blast furnace, it pulls away impurities. In GT6, you don't need it for black sand. And technically, pyrite you can't do without a roaster, but it's still a way of getting it. Technically, there's a lot of other ways of getting iron, too. But again, I'm being, an asshole, because if you ask how to get iron in GT6, no body in their right mind should say go mine andradite and electrolyze it. But that is a way to do it if you have the electrolyzer, because andradite is heavily iron based. Also, chromite. If you electrolyze chromite, you get iron. And many other minerals will give you iron. It's not a way of doing it early on, but it is a way of getting it. And yes, this is Bear having a nerd moment. Shaka pyrite vein is way deeper than I thought. No shit. Because you thought digging to 10 was sufficient in a world that goes to fucking negative 64. I don't know how the fuck you get down there. Ladders? Water drop? Try to Mario a creeper as it explodes, letting the explosion cushion your fall. please tell me nobody from Mojang's ever gonna hear that stupid ass thing I just said and try to add something like that. Would it pump water veins? It would pump water from rivers and oceans to keep it from doing I actually have to talk to Trends about that on how bad it would be to do differently. But my assumption is that it would be something that you put into rivers and oceans to work like a drain and wouldn't cause block updates so it isn't lagging the shit out of your world, and would just work like the drain does and spawn the water into the machine if placed in the proper place. And, you know, wind available, basically, is how I would do it. Now, give me 1 second. Thanks for the follow. Proof. Love your stream. I want to... Oh, God, no. I'm guaranteeing this is another one. Yeah. Trends. Slap the shit out of them. Don't ever tell me you want to be a fan. Nobody has come in here and said, I want to be a fan. Contact me on Discord. Fuck off. Eat shit and die, bot.
Oh yeah, it's a dummy box. It's made 9 minutes ago.
I'm getting so many stupid follows that I wish I could get rid of because they're just stupid bots thinking they're fucking being clever. I might be old, but I'm not that fucking old. I'm not falling for your stupidity. I might have been born at night, but it wasn't last night, motherfucker. Anyways, back to something a little less stupid. Now, we could absolutely have it work like a pump if placed out in the open and supplied with some kind of pipe for going down that deep. But I'm assuming that this is a very primitive device and we don't need to put that much work into it. The only thing I'm thinking is the fact that you could use it to pump out some of the aquifers for early game water, but there's also the problem that a lot of those aquifers that are underground, like the one we found in the new testing server, actually lead to outside. The one that I found is open directly to the ocean, and you most definitely do not want to start pumping out the ocean. Having it remove water blocks from a small contained area would not be a bad thing. Having it start removing all frickin' water blocks in an ocean will cause massive amounts of lag. Alright, Trends, you might want to come look at this second down dump chest. It's got steel in there. Our lead I just found is in there. We even got 4 Molly B in there. Not that we're going to use it. But there's steel right here and lead right there so we can make batteries without going to the twilight, if you care to do so. But yeah, the basic idea of this pump is just... Oh, make me some bronze, please. My pickaxe is out of...
Actually, there's a little bit of bronze in this pump chest.
Oh. But yeah, it's just meant to be a GT6 style vein drain that doesn't take iron. It would take wood, bronze, brass, but it wouldn't take iron, so you wouldn't need iron to get your water for your pumps. It was just an idea I had after I told friends that we needed a copper water bucket. And yes, I chose a copper water bucket, a wooden copper water bucket, because Greg did it in GT6, rather than a clay bucket, which would also be an option, but Greg didn't go that route, and that's kind of how we're supposed to be doing shit in here, is following Greg's lead. And I completely forgot to grab torches. So a wooden with copper banding water bucket is what I believe we're going with. We're not adding a copper, a brass, a bronze, and a lead version. That's not something that's really fucking necessary. Which Greg did do in GT6. He has weird ideas when it comes to shit like that. Well, you might find lead before you find copper, so let's give them a lead variant as well. And, well, they could go into a village and loot some bronze or brass before they find a copper vein, so we'll give them those variants as well. Really, Greg? Is all that really necessary? I am going to fall in here. And I'm pretty sure we're not adding all the different fluids as well. It's just going to be for water. It's a simple farming and feed your boilers thing. I heard that, asshole. Oh, I just thought about it. Making that assembler so I can get the lead only actually does us any good after we get the centrifuge and the ore washer anyways. Well, technically you could argue that I could go in the twilight and start getting the lead while you're working on the centrifuge and ore washer. So the assembler coming first would make more sense. But we have to have the ore washer and or centrifuge for getting the sodium out of the glauconite before we're able to make the sodium batteries. And then we need the canning machine after that to put the sodium into the battery hulls. So that's the 4 machines we currently are in need of. Found some yellow garnet in a chest, and I tried to make a mortar, but there's no recipe for it. Nope, I don't believe there's a mortar for any of the gems, is there? Is there even a diamond mortar? When we get to 1710, or when we get to 1710, when we get to 119, 120, I am so going to try to get him to render the GT6 mortar and get rid of those stupid hand mortars. I fucking hate them with a passion. Though in GT6 it would be an issue because, again, iron. So I gotta think about that. But yeah, I don't believe there's any gem mortars in GT5R. And if there are, garnets are lower level. They're like tier 2. I don't know, you'd want to use garnets for that. Yeah, early game you should just maybe be making flint ones. They're not single use like they were in GT5. Because they don't use a bowl, they use stone. And depending on how many of those yellow garnets you found, they are very useful for tools. Whether it be a tier 2 pickaxe or a tier 2 shovel and or knife, both of which would be useful, or even a sword, again depending on how many you found. But that gives you a use between 1, 2, and 3. There's a fucking witch bitch over there. I don't know, where is my... She despawned? She despawned. Good. Fuck her. So, I take it by your reaction to the quick and dirty portable portal generator that you're not going to be inspired by that idea. For GT5R. Yeah, I don't get it. This is a big fucking vein. And apparently this vein is so large, it's running into a glauconite vein. And I had to go look for one of those somewhere else, motherfucker. Because I just found a small glauconite. I think we'll have a good amount of copper at least going ahead. I still hate using all this Choco in anything GT5 related because I know that they didn't get rid of the recipe for getting platinum group sludge out of it. Whenever I play GT5, I always save that shit. But I'm not sure we're going to be able to tolerate this pack for long enough for that to matter. Again, water drop. Water drop does you two things. It moves the fucking monsters back, giving you a safe place to land, and it gives you a safe way down. You can also do gravel staircase, but if you have a issue with monsters, that's not going to help with the monster issue. Do we have another shovel head laying around somewhere? If not, can you make me one? I just
want?
Shovel.
Hmm.
Wrought iron shovel. Oh, and you did fix the issue with LV Motors not having an iron rod recipe in GT5R this week, right? Can't believe I didn't notice that when we were doing it.
Yeah, I can fix that.
Okay. Because it should be you can use steel, but the base recipe is iron. Steel is just optional for people that, just want to have a lot of iron rods sitting around. Or steel rods sitting around because you need them for lots of other things.
Wait, did you want a wrought iron shovel? She doesn't need an iron shovel.
Yeah, wrought iron shovel.
Oops.
Eventually I'll take a steel shovel, but I don't think we're to that point yet. By the way, I'm not going to guarantee it's going to happen, but I was told that there will be a GT5R stream directly after we get done here. Dan says he's going to be awake, though he hasn't showed up yet. I told him we'd be live till probably around 10. And he said he'll get everything ready so I can just redirect you guys right over to him. And he's going to get some work in his GT5R world, though I believe he is restarting with the GT6 style vanes. I may ask him if he just wants to do it on the server instead of starting a whole new world and just going off separate from us. But then, you know, he's going to have the whole bucket issue, which he's going to have whether he's on the server or in single player. So it'll be interesting to see how he deals with the bucket issue.
There.
There
you go.
Thank you. You got a lot to deal with, too. Where did you say that bronze was? Oh, there's bronze.
That's weird. Yeah. The new user things when I ban them, they properly cross out message and stuff, but ban is still weird.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's really annoying. Which is a little strange. Primitive blast furnace doesn't need that much iron. It only needs, what, a plate? And if it only needs a plate, that's only 2 ingots. I'm pretty sure you can find 2 small iron. Also, well, no. You need a cauldron for that. I was going to say you could get byproducts. But you need iron for that, so that wouldn't work. But yeah, there should be no issue with finding enough iron while mining out a Tetra tin vein to make that. Hell, you may even find enough that you can do a drain by that point, if you so feel froggy enough. Not that I know of. We've gotten to LV without any other issues popping up. Good thing I was looking out of the corner of my eye and seen that asshole. Why is this all dark over here? What kind of idiot? Leaving it all dark like that right there. He's trying to get blown up by a creeper, jackass. Oh no, there is not a bug with sleeping. That is a feature. I mean feature as in it is 100% intended that you cannot sleep to pass the night. It is a feature. What do you mean, how can you go places? Fucking Minecraft. I guess if you're unable to deal with simple monsters at night, then you would travel only during the day, stopping off every night and hunkering down in a cave because you're a scared little bitch. Getting a horse. Having some motherfucker throw gummy bears at your ass.
You want me to slap you in the head with a cock on you?
It's not an option. You ate them all.
Now, fucker.
Hold on. Anyways, now that I'm not being so rudely interrupted by it. Oh, motherfucker. We'll get back to you're a bitch and can't travel at night in a minute. Okay, now maybe he's fucked off for 5 minutes. Other option, Junior popped in, being loud and annoying. So your other option for going places is get a horse, ride a horse. Set up minecart tracks, I guess. Normal people just run through the night and don't worry about the fucking monster. You can usually see them spawn or see them and go around them. It's usually not a big issue for people. You're playing a mode called survival. You should learn how to fucking survive. And if you're not able to do that, play on fucking peaceful like a pussy. as far as nighttime around your base, make walls. I still want to make a thing where if you try to put torches down on a grass block, it'll fucking void the fucking torch. Because fuck that stupid shit. I'm assuming that would piss people off a lot more than just waking you up after a short nap and telling you to get your lazy ass back to work. Okay, but there's other ways of getting them other than making them. You can also buy them from traders, and you can loot them from dungeons and other loot boxes. It's not just make them. I don't even know if that's Trin's recipe for making a saddle. I know it's not a vanilla recipe. If it's in the assembler, it must be Trin's. And it takes steel screws, so I'm assuming it's his, because I don't know anybody else that has steel screws. But yeah, you can also do, you know, my thing of just making tunnels too. I make tunnels so I can not have to deal with the overworld going up and down and having water and all that kind of shit when I want to traverse from one place to another, at least for veins. I don't do it for, you know, above ground stuff, but if I'm trying to get from my base to another, I will have, or my base to a vein, I will have railroad tracks at some point when we get there. I don't tunnel for veins if it's GT6 style veins. I do that in GT5 style veins. I don't do that in GT6 style veins. And if I was doing tunnels in GT6, I would look at where something rather rare spawns, like Sheldonite or Tungstate, and I would tunnel on that level. Now, granted, Trins hasn't gotten a GT6 vein or helper hoop-a-jigger, whatever the fuck you call it, thing in, so figuring out what that level is a little bit impossible at the moment. But if you find one, you can dig down to it and figure out where it is. But you could also just, if you're looking for that chalcopyrite vein and you need to go from your base to the chalcopyrite vein, just tunnel at the level that the chalcopyrite vein is on. Because then, at least you know that there's probably going to be another chalcopyrite vein spawning around that level, so you may run into it. But also, you shouldn't be looking for chalcopyrite if you're in GT6 style veins. You should be looking for tetra. GT6, tetra should be your source of copper. GT5, chalcopyrite should be your source of copper. I usually do my tunnels around lava level or 30, 40. And I usually choose around 30 or 40 in GT5. Now that's not GT5 style, this is GT5. And I normally do it here because most veins spawn around level 40. Now GT5 style, everything has been spread the fuck out and moved the fuck down. And I have not done any tunneling in GT5R. When we did testing, I did quick and dirty, go to place, find the thing, dig down, profit. I did not do my normal tunnel system. I didn't find it necessary for one, and for two, we didn't take the time to set up tracks to anywhere. Like I said, it was all quick and dirty for our testing. You should be paid for using bronze pickaxe. Why should I be paid for using it? And by the way, unless you're just trying to trigger people, would you please spell vein correctly? It's V-E-I-N when you're talking about a mineral vein or a vein in your body. That vein is when you're a dickhead. Or I think also a weather vein is spelled that way. I'm not 100% sure because I don't think I've ever spelled that kind of vein before. Unless you're singing the song You're So Vain, that's not how you spell it. I just broke it on the last one. 1,000 machines coming.
Slowly
Slowly and
working on
painfully.
circuits.
Ah.
I was trying to make a Redali run, but I had to shut off the machine because it takes 100 seconds.
Yeah. I got you some more black granite, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
There's another 2 stacks in here you can start cooking up. Well, almost 3. And I got an emerald fragment if anybody gives a fuck. Pretty sure nobody gives a fuck. But I got one. Apparently they dropped from silverfish. Or at least there's a chance of it. And yeah, that's why we need to get those batteries done so you can store up some fucking power. This part of the pain will soon be over. And the next pain will soon be showing itself. Because that's how GT5 works. Yeah, get over one hurdle and another hurdle shows its face. I don't know why I came up here. Spelling's not my strong suit either, but I know the difference between those two. Okay, what the hell is moon phase waxing gibbous? You got any fucking clue, Cringe?
Mm.
Because I know, you know, full moon, quarter moon, half moon, new moon. I've never seen waxing gibbous. Or gibbous, or whatever the hell that's supposed to be up
Oh,
there.
wait, about the moon, though, man. I think that's when it's almost full.
Ah.
And quartering. I think that 3/4 and full.
When the werewolves start getting itchy. And since I'm technically here for the black granite, not the copper, go ahead and get this done so I can give him the black granite. And by the way, that whole thing with the planks last week, that is why I have them helping me do the testing, because they will come up with some weird fucking shit that never crossed my mind. They do things completely different than I do. I'm an efficiency monster. I may have seen that plank recipe to wood pulp many, many, many years ago. Deemed it stupid and inefficient, and never once bothered to remember it existed. Because, you know, you always need wood planks for something. Like chests or, you know, something. So why on earth would you ever not do it efficiently just because you have a lot of them laying around? You're going to eventually use them for something. So why waste them for something as simple as wood pulp that you can throw a whole log in and get 8? That was weird. Ah, motherfucker. Go fuck yourself. Stupid ass fucking explosive arrows, you prick. Okay, JD. Apparently, the waxing one is the crescent moon. So it's almost to new moon, not full moon. Or just past new moon. So it's not the one that's almost full, it's the one that's just past empty.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never seen that as a moon phase before. I've seen red moon, farmer's moon, full moon, crescent, half, quarter, new, all that shit. But that one was completely new to me. I was just assuming it was some kind of fantasy, magic-y thing. Alright, I think I got all the black granite out of this area. So is there anything else you need help? Anything you need help with? Or am I just going to continue mining out this vein?
Not really, I don't think.
Okay. Well, if you need me, holler. I'll come back and do whatever. If you want, you can make me an axe and I can go and work on your tree. So we've got wood for the coke ovens.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to make me an axe. I'm no axe at the moment. And you know, a few of them. Unless you're making some stupid tinker's thing. But I'd be perfectly fine with just some wrought iron axe heads and sticks.
Oops, I just made a water and run by accident.
Oh,
Now I have 2 small piles of wrought iron dust.
because of course. Can we still get... is it in here? The hell is it? Well, I know how I can find it. That recycling there. Centrifuge. I actually need the small one because this is only going to show me. I need like tinies, and I don't even see a way of putting these bitches back together. So there's nuggets, there's rounds. They have a recipe for blast furnace. That's from raw. Did they completely get rid of like tiny aluminum? Because I'm not seeing it in here. Alright, well that answers the question of if I can get it as a byproduct. Because I was wondering if I could get it as a byproduct, because there used to be a way where you could get aluminum as a byproduct when there was regular aluminum ore in the overworld in GT5 and GT5U, because we should start getting aluminite made. But with the problem with that is we need mostly aluminum for making it. And if we don't have a source of making it, we kind of shouldn't be using it. But I need that for getting, I think, cobalt. But speaking of, cobalt, did they take that out of the byproduct from iron? Or copper, I meant. Oh, they got rid of most of the tinies. That's right, I forgot. They made everything give fucking a dust. And just a 11.1111 chance of it. But yeah, we can get cobalt straight from washing copper, so as soon as you get the ore washer done, I don't technically need to make aluminite to get cobalt. As long as they have it as, you know, the same thing as Tinker's cobalt. If they didn't do something stupid. And we're never going to give them credit for not doing something stupid. Until we know for sure that they didn't. So we'll check that out when we get to that point. Yeah, these nuggets you probably shouldn't try eating. Probably be hard on the teeth. I wouldn't suggest it. Unless you've got some superhero, super villain tier teeth on you. Wait a minute, there's a ravine right in the middle of my damn thing. And by the way, that bot came in earlier. Why would anyone ever say they want to be somebody's fan? Isn't that a personal choice and not the choice of the person they're being a fan of? Why would you ask permission of the person that you want to be a fan of if you can be their fan? That doesn't sound like something I've ever heard being a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really weird. And I'm also pretty sure that telling someone you don't want them to be a fan of yours is a good way to get a stalker. I'm pretty sure they don't find that shit funny when you reject them. And while we're on the subject, why the fuck would you want to be a fan of an old dude that plays video games? Appreciative of what I do. Sure, I can go with that. Interested in my style of playing the game. Again, sure, we can go with that. But a fan? I'm pretty sure if I get out of the car at Walmart, nobody's going to start yelling and screaming and trying to rip off my clothes. If they do, that person needs to be attended to. Because there's something disturbingly wrong with them. And can somebody tell me why I've been carrying 2 iron bars around in my fucking inventory for the last... oh, who fucking knows how long?
I don't know.
Also, apparently, we're going to go with you were right, Trends, and JD was wrong. Because if you look at the moon phase now, it says full. So it's not a crescent, because that's when it's almost completely gone. But I guess in that way I'm a little weird compared to a lot of streaming people because I don't do this to get famous. I do this to hang out and entertain the few people that actually enjoy my style of, doing shit or my style of humor. I don't have some weird idea that I'm going to become rich and fucking famous. And I've never wanted to be. Being rich and famous would annoy the piss out of me. One, you never know if people like you, or, I guess in my case, tolerate you, because of what? I'm gonna kick this asshole's ass in about a minute. Because of what you can do for them, or because they actually, give half a shit. I would hate to have to second guess everyone around me if they were, there just because they were trying to get money out of my fucking pocket and shit, It's a good thing about being a poor broke bitch. You don't have to worry about people trying to get you money. Because you fucking ain't got any.
Hey, I made a centrifuge.
Awesome.
Oh, this means you can finally have a battery box with batteries in it. And of course, stop losing steam.
Mm-hmm. Now we can start. Well, we technically need the. Well, we technically should use the ore wash first if we're trying to maximize the amount of sodium we're trying to get. But we bring my bitch ass back home real quick. I'm pretty sure we have some impure laying around. And I think those will give sodium as well. I just gotta figure out where the fuck she hid my shit. Just should be a fuck ton of them. I don't know where.
Okay,
You
this
need to
first team
run
over
this
here.
one. What do you?
A bucket.
I don't need a bucket. I'm looking for impure galvanite.
Oh, never mind.
There's a soapstone. There's a towel. I don't think there was any in here. You're gonna want to. Where the hell did you go? You got a wire for this thing? Or are you just gonna stick it on the end for right now? But you'll want to run that because that'll give you sulfur. You also want to run your sulfur as well when you process it down. I gotta do an old man break real quick, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Now you should be able to throw the... Yeah, that's LV2. So 36 netherrack dust will give you 9 sulfur, 4 redstone, 4 coal, and 1 gold chance. Different varying percentages on all of them. But 99% chance at the sulfur. So all the netherrack dust we have, and technically all the fucking netherrack, we have, you can throw in there. I don't know why this sulfur is even in here, but this will be a major help for getting you the sulfur you need for. And there's all our glauconite, but where is our impure stuff? I know we had a ton of it. We also need that. I don't even remember what roasted iron. Well, it's not technically. Yeah, it's just going to give more. That's what I assumed. But a lot of the sulfides should give sulfur as well. Is this one going to give what I'm looking for? Yes. Okay. I couldn't remember if it was the impure or the pure. There's some netherrack dust. There's some impure sulfur. I don't know how it got up here. Don't need the diamond. Is this going to give tin? Yes. I'm sure we can use that, so we'll take that. Brown limonite's not going to give us what we want. There's some of our glauconite. There should have been a lot more of it. And I don't think soapstone. Yeah, that just gives extra soapstone. That's glauconite sand and glauconite dust. Is this going to give iron? Yeah. Not that we really need it, but it's an option. And yeah, this thing's going to be slow as hell getting done with that sulfur or the impure netherrack dust. I'm going to throw in this glauconite real quick and see what we get. See if we get sulfur, because we technically only need 2. If we can get 2 of them, and you can make us a solid canner, we can make some battery. We can make a battery.
Mm-hmm.
And Trend, you got another bot. You got another bot.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't think you were busy enough with other shit. They wanted to come in and be annoying. What the fuck is water veins? Like those aquifers that are underwater or underground. That would be a water vein. Well, we got one.
There's definitely more like more iron camera fun lights.
Say that again?
Seems like I need more iron.
Oh, we need more. I really don't know what the fuck she did with that. We definitely should have more. I just did explain. What do you mean, can I explain? You know what an aquifer is? A seam of water underground. It's where a lot of our water comes from. That isn't pumped out of rivers. It's pumped out of aquifers. It's groundwater. And in Minecraft, you have huge ones. Yes, like a well. That's what a well uses or taps into. It's normally known as the water table. But in Minecraft and in more recent versions, they have huge caves filled with water, which are more like the aquifers, which are trapped water in voids underground. Hey, we ran out of power. Probably because all your boilers are off.
Mm. By the way, I made this.
Battery box? Yep, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll put that in right here once we get the canning machine done. And if I can figure out what she did with my damn glauconite, I don't know what the fuck she did with it. I swore I should have had way more impures than like 5 or 6. technically we've
Right.
got all that that's down there. We're not going to need fuck tons of sodium. We could just hammer down the crust we have down there and send it through the centrifuge, but we'd have a better chance of getting more of it if we made the ore washer first, because then we'd have the first chance, I believe, and then the second chance in the centrifuge. Let me check to make sure.
There.
Also, what?
You checked the other recipe. I'm not sure if this is vanilla GT or not. It seems more difficult.
What recipe am I looking at?
Yeah, machine.
Basic canning machine. No, basic canning machine shouldn't have a pump in it. That's a fluid canning machine. But it looks like they went with just one canning machine, rather than having a canning machine and a fluid canning machine. So they just put the two together. And yeah, that looks like the fluid canning machine's recipe.
And that can be annoying.
Mm-hmm. In this case, I can't argue much with them doing it. If there are tanks in the machine, there really wasn't a reason to have two of them. And there's tanks in the machine. You just put tanks in the regular canning machine. You can have two solid slots and a tank slot, and you're good. Well, tank input and output for uncanning things of fluid. But yeah, I can't say that I have an issue with it. It does make it rather annoying early game when you need a canning machine for batteries and you have to make a pump. But if you didn't know that there was the other one, you wouldn't know that it was a pain in the butt. Did you get that redirect thing figured out? Talking to Dan, sorry. He was supposed to figure out how to give me permission to redirect a YouTube stream over to him. Unlike Twitch, where you can just raid anybody, on YouTube you have to redirect them, and you have to have permission from the person that is receiving the redirection. Which I do find it quite funny how the two companies went with different ways of saying the same thing. Twitch goes all Viking with it, with, we're gonna raid! And then YouTube is like, well, no, we're just going to redirect traffic. We're not here to raid, rape, and pillage. We're just redirecting traffic a little. Oh, I'm sure I got fuck tons of modifications left on this thing. The only thing I put on it was the fortune shit, the luck, and reinforcement. And I don't like really fast picks. That's why I don't do the redstone thing. I like to know what the hell it is I'm mining, and I don't find this to be that slow. It could be a tad faster, but meh. We need redstone for circuits and shit. I'm not wasting it for something stupid like speed. My opinion, if I want a faster pick, I should make it out of a better material. Which apparently I can't do unless we're going with almanite, because you need a blast furnace for cobalt. Because you can't put cobalt dust into the smeltery, you have to put a GT cobalt ingot into the smeltery, and that has to be cooked in a blast furnace from dust. Because again, fucking reasons. You can turn a cobalt ingot into a cobalt ingot, and you can pour a cobalt ingot if you already have the fluid from another source, which is typically just going to be the cobalt ingot from GregTech, which comes from a blast furnace of cobalt dust, whatever the fuck that stupid shit is, roasted cobalt dust and carbon, cobalt dust and xenon, or cobalt dust and nitrogen, or just cobalt dust and fucking nothing. Because again, fucking reasons. So what is this roasted bullshit? Blast furnace. Cobaltite and oxygen, which gives you roasted and arsenic and sulfur. Oh, this is their whole roasting in a blast furnace thing. Yeah, fuck that. Do you know why it's always raining in your Minecraft? Because you don't sleep? Because you can't sleep? Rain is reset between every, I think it's 30 minutes and an hour ish. But sleeping resets that counter. Now, modern Minecraft, I can tell you, is a little different. Because I have slept and then it woke up in the morning and it was raining. So they've done something to change it. But in 1.7.10, if you slept every night, you would never have rain. Because the sleeping reset the counter, and because a Minecraft day is 30 minutes-ish, or actually it's less than 30 minutes, ain't it? 20 minutes? 10-minute day, 10-minute night? Anyways, it would reset every night when you slept to a number higher than what it is when you when it's at its reset point, and from what you're going to have to go through to get to the next time you sleep. But like I said, in modern Minecrafts, that has been changed at least a little. Yeah, you can absolutely blame me for the fact that it rains all the time in your game. I heard that, asshole. I got broad shoulders, I can handle it. I figured it out. I put it on all channels can redirect. Okay. Well, then I just got to figure out how to do the redirection thing now after. I know how to do it before because I actually have a box for redirecting when I set up the stream. Somebody's a bitch and didn't give me the fucking link before I set up the damn stream so I can do it. So now I gotta go fiddle fart around and see if I can figure it out when we're ready to leave, probably in about 20 minutes. Because I'm assuming Trends is going to say fuck it rather soon and go to bed. If you can't tell by that very sleepy sounding Hey, at this rate, we might have a battery box with batteries in it by the first of next year. No, we should hopefully get it next week. If he gets that canning machine done next week, I'll go against my normal... Well, in the morning when Tamara's here, she should be here in the morning for us to record, I will see if I can drag her in here and show me where the hell the rest of that impure glauconite's at, unless we really had that little. It is possible we had that little, because remember the glauconite in that vein was the sporadic, which is the least amount of ore in a vein. And I believe that most of that crush that we have over there is actually from us crushing ore. So there is a perfectly good chance that there is no more impure. You have to make a pump for the ore washer too, don't you? so you're making 2 pumps?
Yeah.
Yay. Oh, that also reminds me, when you get that assembler made, can I do crop sticks any less annoying? Technically, I should look at the lathe first. Because those need long rods. I can assemble them. I think that's an 8. I can never tell because they put it over top of something white. Alright, Dan. That'll give me 16 of them. Where here, 4 gives me 1. So, yes, this is a whole lot better. They made it ridiculously stupid on cost. Because of course they did. That's a long thing. Yeah, I can just throw a log in the lathe and that'll give me 4 sticks. So, yeah, I can make my crop sticks a hell of a lot less annoying. Well, I can make them half less annoying now, and I can make them even more less annoying when we get the assembler done. And I'm going, I think, next week, while Trins works on the canning machine and the ore washer, I'll work on the assembler so we can get that done, so we can get into the twilight and we can make some of these recipes a little less annoyingly stupid. I did find it funny that as much as Etherin does with New Horizons shit, that he said he only makes like 2 or 3 assemblers. I was just assuming he would, you know, try to automate most of the things, especially since he uses AE2. But I guess with AE2 you can automate more shit in one machine. Because you just have to put it on the fucking thing. You just have to tell it that in a crafting thing. Or the output bus. Because you just put the stuff in the output bus, or you could put, what is it, 9 recipes on one output bus, depending on what it is. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've done AE2 shit. Because I was talking about how we have an assembler for plastic, and assembler for rubber, and assembler for soldering alloy, and with harder circuits like what this has, you have, you know, the SD things. So, electronic circuit resistors, you make an assembler with glue, so you should have an assembler for that until you get past making resistors, which you can at some point by making the SMD resistors, which still show up as a resistor. there, this one. But then you need plastic, but you should already have one set up with plastic for making casings. So that would just be one assembler less that you would need. And, well, wait a minute. That needs carbon. Carbon's easy enough gotten. And electrum wire. Yeah, you might jump to that one and never even make the one with the glue, but technically there's other recipes that you need glue for, like books. And your phenolic circuit board. You also need that for glue, so yeah, one of the first things you should be setting up is an assembler with glue. I have no idea what the hell that stupid shit is. Or that. I don't care about the damn nature's compass. And apparently you made a water tank sighting recipe. The input bus needs glue. So yeah, you should definitely be setting up one of those. So that's, what, 4 assemblers right there? If you have one with plastic, one with rubber, one with... Oh, but let me guess, they don't need one with rubber. Because I'm pretty sure you don't need to do the... Yeah, you can just do this recipe. You don't need to do this recipe. Can you do it with, like, copper wire? Well, cable. All this stupid freaking alt thing. I hate this stupid thing. Lead, tin, zinc, soldering, iron, nickel, copper. Okay, so you do need one for doing higher than LV. So, yeah, you should have one for rubber, you should have one for plastic, one for glue, one for soldering alloy. Now, I can see not making one for something that doesn't need fluid. Because if you don't need a fluid, that means you can do it in any of the ones that do need fluid. But you should at least have 4 for those fluids. Now, at multiple tiers, maybe not. But at least LV, you should have like 4. At least. At a minimum. And then the circuit assembler on top of that. But the circuit assembler, you have to have better circuits. Hi.
Use her X, I made you.
Oh, thank you. I think you need stuff for coke ovens. We need to get them automated as well. We need to get pipes made so we can automate in and out of those damn things. Did you turn off the steam furnace?
No.
It's not cooking the black granite. We got a bunch of black granite and he's cooked up to the floor and I ain't cooking it.
Weird. I don't think I turned it on.
There is a creeper dying in the room. Yeah, there's steam in those pipes, so I have no idea why that wouldn't be running. You want to reconnect the centrifuge that's avoiding steam? And then put that link in chat to your fucking thing, because I just looked at what you sent me, and there is no redirect thing in there. So either they changed it since they put that out, or they're idiots, or I'm blind. One of those is probably the case. And I would go with probably the whole blind thing. I would assume so, but I am in the middle of streaming, so I don't take quite as long to look, but I look for a header for that said redirect, and there absolutely was not one. Nor was the normal redirect things that I would be used to seeing there, so. Like I said, I know what it looks like when you set up a stream, and I assume it would look the same in there, and it absolutely was not. It's very annoying that they took out the
by the way,
freaking
Centrifuge isn't working.
Say what?
Balancing where the Centrifuge is working. I just have to enable it.
Wrench it out, put it back in. Maybe the steam's not getting directed up there. The steam pipes in GT5 stock. Or the fluid pipes in GT5 stock. GT6 fluid pipes are a network. They are so much better designed since these guys borrowed Greg's stuff way back when, which was the connection thing. I'm pretty sure nobody's taken a look or changed anything with fluid pipes, other than maybe trying to make them a little more performant, since Bloody fucked with them years ago.
Okay, now it's running.
Yeah. Normally what happens with GT5 pipes is they get a direction to them that they are supposed to be going, and because we have the fluid going one direction but then needed going another direction, what the fuck happened to my field? Who's been bouncing all over my fucking farm? Oh, fuck's sakes.
That's good.
We're gonna have to make me a breeding farm area inside a fucking glass roof fucking building or something. Put some fucking fences around that area, something. I'm amazed the fucking crops aren't gone. And it's not like I missed a crop stick, because it's not all weeds. It's just the farmland's fucked up. Now I gotta go out there and re-fucking hoe everything.
I'm so tired.
Yeah, get the hell out of here, go to bed. I'll talk to you tomorrow, and this axe breaks, I'll redirect everybody over to Dan and go annoy the piss out of him doing GT5R for a while. Listen to him bitch because he can't make a bucket. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. Go pick up my leavings. Dropped off the edge. There shouldn't even be anything out here to be jumping around like this. And yeah, all the fucking crops are perfectly fine. I have no idea what the fuck did this and why. Chili pepper. Gonna be a hot time in the old town tonight. Sorry. I'll stop. Holy fuck, how long does it take this asshole to hit a stream button? You know, it's one fucking button. Go live, bitch. Hit the fucking button. Do the things. Shit. Slow bastard. Oh, that was a slow old man. If he gets any slower, we're gonna have to draw a chalk line around him. See if he's even fucking moving. Hey, look, it's running now. Yeah, I was pretty sure that was broke. I'll fix those when I repair this. Alright, so Dan's being a rather slow pain in my ass. I have no idea why. So I will, about fucking time. You gonna give us a link, asshole? You're gonna make me fucking go get it. You can't give us a link. Give me a fucking link to the damn thing, you prick. In Discord, because you can't give it here. Thank you. Holy shit. Alright. You want to watch me annoy shit out of Dan some? There's the link to the YouTube one. Everybody on Twitch, you will be redirected rating in just a moment. So, hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you guys next week. Have a good night.